Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Save File Diaries. And I just want to start off by saying I think this is honestly the first video in a long time where I'm actually genuinely excited to work on a build relating to doo-doo. That's not to say I wasn't in the past, but I wasn't to this extent. Because usually it's like, okay, yeah, these are some pretty nice builds. We're making some pretty cool lore, etc., etc. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. But today, I woke up and I was like, yeah, let's fill some doo-doo. And I've been feeling like that the past few days working on this save. I've actually been really excited. And I think the reason for that is I'm getting to a point in a few of my other saves or games where I've been doing where we're kind of reaching that level, kind of how we were with doo-doo before, where it's okay, we're getting close to the finish line. Right now we're just in the nitty-gritty stuff, and that can be fun sometimes, especially for scuff. I do like planning out the details and stuff for that. Also, there's other times where I'm just okay, we're getting to the end, and now I have to just dot my I's and cross my T's and all those things, and that can just be, I don't know, not the same vibes. But here in Scuff, we're starting on a whole new world, and I'm actually vibing with Nordhaven a lot. So, a lot. Okay. Anyway, here we are with those homes that we built on stream last time. And yeah, as the title says, we're just gonna go in and decorate, because I just really want to furnish these homes because they look so cool. I'm really excited about the floor plan. I tried to watch some videos of, which world is inspired by again? Stockholm. There we go. Stockholm, Sweden. Specifically Old Town, because apparently the neighborhood we're in, I think it's Gammelvik. I can't remember for sure. But the neighborhood we're in was inspired by Old Town Stockholm. So I went into YouTube and I was watching some tour videos of the homes in that area because someone recommended it. I feel like it was Scully, or maybe it was someone else. No, it wasn't Scully. It was someone else. It was a Tangerina Ballerina. I don't know. All that to say, someone recommended that I actually go into YouTube and watch videos of people doing floor plans and stuff like that to give me a better idea. So that's what I did, and yeah, we came up with some kind of funky floor plans, or things that I'm not accustomed to when it comes to floor plans. So as you can see, we have a few different types of houses. We have some that are simply just a townhome. So one building is just one unit essentially. And then we have some over here where it's actually broken up into multiple units. So laundry room on the bottom. We have a nice little studio right here. And then we have a 1-bedroom on the top floor. And the rest are, again, just units for one people. We have a lot of different things, some lofts going on. The floor plans for most of them, though, you'll see the living space is kind of split up in an interesting way. Because I noticed that in a lot of the videos I was watching, how most of these townhomes are pretty closed off. You don't really have an open floor plan type of situation. Most of, I said, the living spaces are kind of divided up by floor. So you might see the kitchen on one floor, living room on the other, or you have the kitchen and living room on the same floor, but you have the bedrooms on different levels and stuff like that. So yeah, with all that being said, that's kind of why I had the motivation to just jump in and start decorating these places. But since we got that out of the way, first off, hello everyone. I hope you're having a good morning, day, evening, whatever and whenever you are watching this video. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoy. We're just going to be pretty chill. We might talk about a little bit of lore because we're going to be starting off with Dustin Broke's apartment. Yes, I said Dustin Broke. But first, before I start blabbering about it, we need to figure out which place he's going to stay in. Because ideally, when it comes to doo-doo and when it comes to rentals, it's kind of hard to decide which rentals we're going to leave open. So if you ever decide to play in the save and play in this specific apartment building or residential rental, you'll have some options. But I have to decide which options I want to leave open for people. So I think what I'm going to do We might leave this one blank because I like the idea of people being able to play in this type of lofted situation. And that can be pretty cool. You also have a little garden in the back. So I think I might leave that open. This is one of the bigger units. I have 1, 2, 3. 3 bedrooms. So yeah, I think we're gonna leave this one open. And that means we'll probably end up decorating this one down here because this is also a bigger unit. I know for sure I want to furnish this one because I have an idea of maybe like a sim living here and kind of running a bakery, quote unquote, because you can't actually do that on this type of lot. But if you have the Home Chef Hustle kit, you can set up a little stall table and we can kind of pretend that, you know, that sim comes down here and opens up shop and sells stuff to people, because this will be probably assigned as a common space so people can actually come down here and do just that. So yeah, these 2 will be furnished, and that leaves us with 3 more lots. So let's see, I think which one, oh wait, does that leave us with 3 more lots? Wait, hold up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah, 5, and then the top one. Okay, so this is a studio, and then the last ones we have are 1 bedroom places. So yeah, I think maybe, which one do we leave open? I don't know how many people are fans of playing in studios. So, and I did leave a studio lot. I mean, this has no relevancy whatsoever, but I did leave a studio unit empty in Windenburg in the apartments for that. So I feel like maybe I should have someone live in this, and then we leave, maybe we'll leave this one. We'll leave this one empty. Wait, no, this one right here. We'll leave this one empty. Okay, yeah. I kind of like that idea. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, let's just get started because it's already been 7 minutes or just about, and we haven't done anything. So yeah, as I mentioned, we're going to start off with Dustin Brooks' apartment. And in my mind, the phone's about to ring. Or maybe not. Okay, it was just silent. But yeah, we're starting off with Dustin Brooks' apartment. And in my mind, Dustin Broke, he has moved to Nordhaven to pursue his dreams of becoming a world famous tattoo artist. So that is why we are here. And I've been playing with Dustin Broke recently because in one of my saves he kind of has a similar story. He's a pretty well-known tattoo artist in the city of San Myshuno, and I don't know, he's just out there pursuing his dreams, doing all the stuff. So I was thinking, you know what, I like that storyline, I was enjoying it pretty much, so how about we bring it over here as well. So that's where we are. And in that storyline he also had a girlfriend, but he was also still hung up on Angela Pleasant, who, if you don't know, these are Sims from Sims 2 that I'm referring to, and I decided to kind of bring their storyline back here because that's one of the things I enjoy doing when it comes to, I don't know, just playing the game in general, because I feel like the Sims 2 had a lot of good lore and stuff going on. So yeah, those Sims that I'm referring to, they're from Sims 2. And basically the story was when they were teenagers, they were dating, they were madly in love, but Angela's parents, we can assume, didn't really approve of Dustin. So my little headcanon when it comes to Dudu is that, you know, Angela, she's kind of a people pleaser. She wants to make her parents proud and all that good stuff, while her twin Lilith is the exact opposite. She likes to basically do the opposite of what her parents want her to do. So with that in mind, I think Angela, you know, she finally broke down, especially since she was moving to university and Dustin decided that university wasn't for him and he was just going to go move to the city and try to get work as a tattoo artist. She decided to end things. And I say she decided because it was definitely one-sided. Dustin thought they could make it work. He really loved her, you know, he wanted to see it through, but she's like, nah. Or she wasn't like, nah, but you know, she's like, I think it's for the best for both of us. And she said, maybe like after I finish university, I can move out to Nordhaven because they have a good art scene and all that stuff, and we can pick it up from there. But while in university, Angela moved on and Dustin moved on, or did he? Because like I said, I feel like he's still very much hung up on Angela. But that's kind of the storyline we're running on, and that's kind of Dustin's story on his own. But when it comes to the bigger picture, he does have like extended family. So his mom, Brandy Broke, and Bo, and his little brother, again Sims from Sims 2, they live in Copperdale. And they have their own story that I won't get into because I plan on diving into that when we do our little overview of Copperdale. But yeah, basically, he didn't have the best, I guess, childhood growing up. And there's a bit of conflict between him and his family back home. So part of him moving to Nordhaven, outside of wanting to expand or, I guess, jumpstart his tattooing career, is he was really just running away from home. He just wanted to get away from everything, stressing him out. He felt like there wasn't really anything good left back at home, which is kind of crazy considering, he had his younger brothers there, but yeah, he just couldn't do it. So that's kind of how he ended up here in Nordhaven, and that is why we are doing this apartment for him. And I feel like it'll be pretty fun. I think it'll be pretty fun. Do I have a direction when it comes to this apartment? I can't say I do. As far as I know, I feel like Dustin, he is a fan of like the darker colors and stuff like that. So that's why I'm starting off with this bed, because I feel like he would definitely go with this. But I don't think his apartment would be like super clean or just absent of any colors, or what else would I say? Absent of any colors and decorations, like we assume a lot of male bachelor Sims and stuff to have. I think he would, I don't know. I think he would have an interesting apartment. Hopefully you'll see that as I start to get more into furnishing, because right now we're at the stage where I kind of have an idea, but we're also just figuring it out. Also. So yeah. Let's see. It'd be kind of cool if we give him, I think, a wall mirror would look nice. Open up the space a bit more. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. I like that. Okay. And we can put that nice little rack in here. And as I mentioned before, Dustin has a girlfriend. I'm trying to think if I want her to live with him or she lives on her own somewhere. I'm not really sure in that regards. That's something I also have to think about. But yeah, as far as his girlfriend goes, I don't know. It's kind of, like I said before, I feel like he honestly got into this relationship because he was just desperate to move on. And also, Dustin is kind of a shady sim. Not kind of, because his trait is actually shady. So I think, part of the reason was he just wanted to move on or try to move on from Angela. And then the other reason was his girlfriend is kind of rich. Like, she has a decent amount of money. She comes from a good family, all that stuff. And Dustin, again, his last name is Broke. So you can kind of put it together from that point. So I feel like, yeah, he saw this really pretty rich girl. She's probably not the worst person in the world. She's not your typical rich girl. She's probably just doing stuff to piss off her parents, honestly. And yeah, he was like, you know what? Let's get together. And you also have money, which is very helpful because I'm trying to jumpstart my tattooing business. So she's like, okay, cool. And yeah, they got together. So honestly, maybe she's using him too. It could definitely go that way. Who knows? Who knows? But I don't know. I still don't know yet. She might be living with him because maybe, again, she's wilding and her parents like, you know what? I'm tired of you. Get out of the house, please. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't know. Ooh, these are some nice watches. I feel like I always stick with the black ones when it comes to this rug specifically. But I don't know if I want to use it in here. Also, the birds are deciding to chirp because it is kind of early. It is, what time is it? It's like 9 o'clock, which isn't that early depending on who you ask. But yeah, the birds are out in full effect and they decided to bomb the stream. So there we go. Hopefully it's not too annoying. I don't hate the blue. Also, everyone in my house is starting to wake up too. Hopefully it doesn't get too noisy. Let's see. Which one? It's always such a hard choice when it comes to carpets. I don't know which one to go with. The brown actually doesn't look bad. Maybe we go with that. Yeah, I like that. It's kind of nice. I'm gonna start filling it up with some knickknacks and stuff. Have a little notebook because he probably draws his ideas for like a new tattoo and stuff in it, even though it's just writing for now. But on the other pages, that's what it's for. And oh yeah, we don't have a dresser. That's something we need to throw in here because this unit doesn't have a closet. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. Could do a clothing rack instead. Question is, where is the clothing rack? Oh, we just have this one. Or maybe I'm not looking in the right spot. I thought we had more clothing racks. I feel like we do. Probably just gonna have to search. Actually search for it. I would prefer something smaller. Let's try to look for it. Okay, clothing racks, clothing racks, clothing racks. Okay, yeah, we do. We do have smaller ones. I think we could use something like this. It doesn't take up as much space. Or this one too, to be honest. Because I like how the brown looks. Or do I? Maybe I lied. Oh, wait, this is gold. It's not brown. Yeah, I kind of like the colors on this one a bit more. Because it would be boring if we just stick with like straight brown or black. This reminds me of something I was talking about when I was in someone's stream, or they were talking about it. How sometimes we're a bit hesitant to like mix woods and stuff. But I don't mind it. Like mixing woods and metals and like colors and stuff like that. Because it can create for some cool, interesting room designs. You just gotta branch out more. But I think that's hard. It's easier said than done. It's easier said than done. Especially when it comes to The Sims, because again, I mentioned this before, but if you're actually like online, like in the Sims community and stuff, you're not just passing by and watching a Sims video every once in a while, you'll notice that people really prefer to have like an aesthetic game. And by aesthetic game, I mean, you know, things are pretty symmetrical, things are pretty matchy-matchy, all that stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that because I like having my game that way as well. I think it's just kind of human nature. Even if you're going for like a grungy style or something a bit more scuffed and messed up, at the end of the day, that's still pretty aesthetic because you want everything to look like that and you're going for a certain look, which is fine. But sometimes I think it is kind of nice to deviate from sticking with a certain style or aesthetic because it can create, like I said, for more interesting design. So yeah, nowadays, well, in this room I still feel like it's pretty aesthetic, so I was about to say nowadays I feel like I'm trying to get away from that, but at the same time I'm doing that because when you think it's not an aesthetic, it is an aesthetic. So there we are. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Okay, I think what we need to do now is add in that little, what do you call it? Hamper. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. And that should be good for this room. I don't really remember Dustin's interest either, because he was a sim. Okay, I mentioned that we're mostly going off Sims 2 Dustin broke, but if you play the Sims 4, there actually is a version of Dustin in this game, but he's kind of a stranger, honestly, because I don't know what they were doing. I guess he's supposed to be like a celebrity or something, and he just doesn't give off Dustin broke vibes, so I deleted him and I made my own Dustin. And yeah, I don't know what he's actually interested in. So far, all I got is tattooing, but maybe he's into art too. He's just a very artistic sim. He likes anything that gets the creative juices flowing. So that's painting. Maybe he dabbles in like playing the piano or the guitar or whatever it may be. So yeah, we go with that type of stuff. And his girlfriend is also pretty similar. You know, she's very much into art and going down to the museum that's in Nordhaven and just checking out the exhibits and stuff like that. And since she has money, that's what I'm trying to say, since she has money, you know, she's probably a little bit of a collector of sorts. Maybe that's how her and Dustin met. They were at one of those parties, those art viewing parties or something of that nature. And she's like, oh wow, you're very talented. I would like 3 arts, please. So yeah, that's kind of their little meetup story, I guess you could say. I'm gonna add this bump it because I feel like there's a little too much room in here. And I'm very tempted to add in like a brick wall, because that could be kind of cool. But honestly, sometimes guys, we gotta take it easy with the brick wall. That and doing this, even though I just did this. But I can't help it. Brick walls are just, I feel like they're just my thing. You know, I just love a brick wall because I want so bad to have a brick wall in my house or in my room one day. An actual brick wall too. One where like I rub my fingers against it and I can feel all like the bumps and grooves. I want that. It's like my one dream in life. And I'm gonna manifest it. Definitely gonna have a brick wall one day. But let's see, what other kind of art? I guess we should fill up or put a lot of art in here then, since we're kind of going with that line. Especially if his girlfriend is staying here. It would have a lot of art pieces and stuff. But as you guys know, we don't really have that many wall art or that much wall art in the game. I decided one day, just for that reason, I want to start to go around in my game and just like take a bunch of pictures and make a room for it, so that way when I'm building in the future, I'll have stuff to pull from. Because I was doing that in one of my saves, my sim, she was a photographer, and she would go around taking pictures. And honestly guys, that's a pretty underrated aspect of the game. Yes, we take pictures of our sims, but have you ever just took pictures like you were an actual photographer in the game? I don't know, the pictures, it's just really cool to see and place them on your wall. So I was like, I should do this more, and I should actually start making a room for them and collecting them. So that way I have more pieces of art to hang up in my sims' homes and apartments and stuff like that. Granted, you can just go in the gallery too. Like, you don't have to go through that process. You can go through on the gallery, because a lot of people, they already do that. They take pictures or they paint from references and they post it on the gallery so people can have more options or things when it comes to furnishing their homes. But as always, I don't know, because I guess I don't know. I like doing it myself. So, yeah. It's something I want to get up to one day. Alright. Also, that reminds me, speaking of, let's see, rooms. Last night, I was setting up some of the lore in Copperdale. So that meant we had to take some pictures of Skip Broke. I always get them confused. But now that I say that, I don't know if Dustin would actually have a picture of his dad in his apartment. Because again, he's kind of running away from stuff, and I feel like he doesn't want to be reminded of his dad, because in his eyes, okay, yeah, it wasn't his fault. Like, his dad just disappeared and died. But in his eyes, you know, that happening just kind of was a snowball to a lot of stuff that happened in his life. So he would probably prefer not to remember that or not be reminded of it. But at the same time, that's his dad, you know, and that's his mom. No matter how he feels about them and the situation, he still loves them. So maybe we do have this picture and it's just kind of tucked away as like a nice little Easter egg, or put somewhere where it's like, oh yeah, I do have that picture. So it's there, but it's not there, if you know what I mean. So maybe we keep it over here. And that's the only picture, by the way. I don't think he has any other pictures of his family and stuff. If he does, those are for sure tucked away in like a shoebox sitting under his bed. But he wouldn't have it just out in the open. I want to see if we can fit in a rug here. Some sort. Maybe we'll move it over just a little bit. How do I feel about this? The rug is splitting up the space in a weird way. This color might work a bit better. Okay, we can go with that. And what about some cool plants? Some nice hanging plants, maybe? Also, in this current moment, I have decided to have his girlfriend live with him. And I think she's going to be an art critic. Or a wannabe art critic. Like, maybe she doesn't... Okay, well, we have to give her the career. Because, you know, The Sims, we can't get that complicated. I was going to say, maybe she can be just like a blogger that goes around and kind of is like a freelance art critic. But that's for sure... Or actually, I don't know. Maybe you can possibly play through that. I don't know. I have to think about that a bit more. But anyway, she is an art critic. So this might be her little setup over here. Her workspace, I think. Methinks. Do I like these plants? Honestly, I don't know how I feel about them. Maybe it's the swatches. Go something a bit more toned down when it comes to this one. I wish it was a little bit higher. That's my only gripe with these hanging plants. Even the CC ones. Sometimes I just feel like they're too low or they're too high. I need something that's like in between these two. That's just too low for me. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know. But we'll move on. I'll play around with it later. Don't want to get too held up on it. I'll put some art back here. Very nice, very nice. That's a very cute lamp, but I don't use it often because it's so small. And as you can see, it doesn't really emit that much light. So we'll put it here. And let's see, what else should we put down? Maybe this. These books. Actually, I don't know. I said that, but I don't know. I think instead, we'll put some type of shelving over here. That could be nice. We'll go with a different wood color. Something like this. Lined up. Okay. I think it would be so cool if in this game, if there was a tool to like help you line up objects. Because obviously they line up when you don't alt place them. If you just snap it to the grid, you'll have an easier time. But when you're doing alt placement, I feel like there should be some type of tool that allows that. Maybe I'm asking too much because this is The Sims. But I feel like that would be nice. It'd just make my job easier. There are tips and stuff you can do. Like I learned one from Jessica PyYT, where if you go in and you grab those little base game lamps like this, and you like move them around and stuff, or some people have like other objects they use, that kind of helps you make sure everything is lined up and equal. Let's add another lamp in here. Yeah, I like that. I'm really into that phase right now where I prefer playing with the overhead lights off because I feel like having just lamps and candles or whatever it may be is a bit more atmospheric. Okay, I might have to alt place that because I still don't like how far out the books are. I would rather it just be flat against here. That's whatever. Can we put anything? No, we can't. There's not many good items that slot to the shelves. And the items you think you would, like this one, why doesn't this one slot to these shelves? That doesn't make any sense. So I usually end up using the same stuff over, which kind of annoying, but it's whatever. Okay, I think that's good for now. What else? I want to put some more paintings over here, but I think I might again just save that space for when I go in and create some more, or create some art for Sims to put up in their rooms. But I guess for now we can do a little placeholder. Oh, Oh, wait a minute. This is actually really nice. I like the quality of this. I don't think I've ever used it in this swatch. Okay, maybe we can go with that one. And then something like this. Kind of mix and match. I said this was a placeholder holder. But now I'm getting used to the idea of this actually being in the home. Because I think it looks really nice. That one on the right specifically. This one's fine too, but... Okay, we can arrange it like this. And maybe we put one more at the top. This one's kind of expensive, but again, this is probably his girlfriend stuff. Or paintings, not stuff. Trying to organize it in the best way I can think of. Okay, wait. I think I know what to do. It's important to me that I get this right. Okay, that's not too bad. And then we try to throw up something on the top, perhaps. What could that be? Maybe I use one of these and just shrink it down a lot. No, not really. That doesn't work. Ooh, actually, I know what will work. Because I just feel like I would like something up here. Because that's me falling into the aesthetic trap. But honestly, like I said, nothing's wrong with having an aesthetic. But sometimes, I guess it's just like it's just human nature, you know? What is an aesthetic? Is it not just you doing what is pleasing to you? Is it really such a bad thing? No. So why did I bring it up earlier? I don't know. I thought I was onto something. But maybe I wasn't. Okay, maybe I come back to this because I thought this would help, but it really didn't. I can't spend the whole video on this. So yeah, I'll just leave this here. I'll come back. I like the idea, but we still need to figure some stuff out. Okay, and then I think under the staircase, we're gonna add a nice little bookshelf. Because we have that handy dandy modular bookshelf set from the Book Nook kit. And I say this all the time, and I'll say it again. Kits, I don't know. I still don't know how to feel about them. We have been getting some pretty good kits recently, but for the most part, I'm still like, I don't really want to spend money on that. But at the same time, there are some really nice kits out there, and the Book Nook kit is definitely one of them. Highly recommend. I use it all the time, and yeah, if you had to buy a kit, it should be that one. It should definitely be that one. But yeah, as far as the first floor goes, I think this is pretty much it. It's pretty much the room. I was thinking maybe we should go back to the bedroom and try to add in a bit more. Why is this wall not painted? A bit more of the girlfriend's personality. But I don't know. Like, I feel like besides, maybe we can put some clothes down and pretend that's hers, some clothes and some shoes. But honestly, I don't know, she's kind of weird. She's kind of weird. I feel like maybe she's the non-committal type. So she moved into his place, but she's like, don't get too comfortable with me being here. You know, I'm very prone to just kind of dip when I feel like it. So she's definitely not the type to completely move in. Besides having like her workspace over here, that's pretty much all that she has here. Everything else is just kind of, I don't know. She just packed up some stuff in a suitcase. I was like, yeah, I'm living here now until I'm not, that type of situation. Which honestly, I don't know if I would want to have someone living like that in my house. I would rather you want to live here and get comfortable living here. Especially if we're in a relationship. Because it's like, okay, if you're already like 1 foot out the door, what does that say about us, you know? But then again, Dustin, he probably doesn't mind. Or he only minds in the way that, again, he's kind of using her for her money. So he's worried about that. Like, hey, if you leave, then what's going to happen to my business and stuff? Like, we're still trying to get stuff off the ground. So he's worried about it in that way. Not the, oh, you're my girlfriend and I feel like you're already, you know, counting down the days until we break up. He's not worried about that because he's like, oh yay, we'll break up one day. That's how he's feeling. But yeah, I think this is all we'll add. Or maybe not even this much. Maybe we'll just add the shoes. And we can add some little perfume bottles somewhere. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much it. And now the bathroom. Nothing special here. Ooh, or actually, I lied. Maybe we do something special. They have some, like, removable wallpaper. Because I think that can be cool behind the sink. What is this? Oh, that's really nice, actually. Okay, this maybe it's his girlfriend's doing. She was just sitting on the toilet one day and was like, it would be so cool if you had some wallpaper back here. So that's what we're gonna do. Maybe we'll go with this one. Ooh, yeah, that's very nice. I don't know how this would work though, considering the sink, but this is The Sims, so we really don't have to think about it that much. And I choose not to think about it that much. Okay, laundry room. Or laundry area. So we can add some towels and little stuff over here. But honestly, the space isn't that cluttered, I don't think. So I'm not gonna go too overboard with it. We might add a rug and then we'll leave it at that. I think that's good enough for now. There we go. Bathroom's so bright, especially with the windows. Alright, but yeah, that is the first floor. Also, before I forget, let me go ahead and put the thermostat down. Do we have an alarm system? I guess. Or actually, no, it's not an alarm system. Let's just do the thermostat. Alright. And now the top floor. So up here, I wonder if Dustin would have his own tattooing table in here. Maybe? Because we do have some space, like, up in the front. And we already have the office set up downstairs. So maybe. We do. Let me see how big the tattooing table is. Because we could possibly fit it in here. Or we can just put some chairs. Or we can just leave it blank. That is an option too. You don't have to fill up every single part of a space. So let me see. Where's the tattooing table at, first of all? That is not it. I thought it would be in creative. Unless I passed it. It's totally possible. Okay, yeah, it's not over here. Is it in this section? I feel like it is because I just saw that salon chair. But I don't see it. Oh. Okay, I guess I'll just have to search it up. That'll make it easier for everyone. Versus me just trying to scroll through for 10 minutes. Oh yeah, I forgot we got these cool little... Oh wait, maybe we can put that down here. I don't know, I'll leave it down there. I'll think about it. Okay, but tattoo table. Also, we can put his bike in here. Someone rides a bike. This is a very bike-friendly city. So maybe we'll put it over in this area as well. I'll place it somewhere better later. But back to the mission. Tattoo chair. Okay, am I dumb? Probably. I did not see it. But also, I have this thing where if I keep scrolling for too long, things just start to blur because I just lose focus. Oh, okay, here it is. Tattoo. Okay, it's not too big. But it would... I feel like it would be kind of weird to just have it out here. Unless we keep it, like, tucked away. I don't know. But we'll keep it there. Keep it there for now. And now let's get this living room situated. I think they're the type... They definitely host parties and stuff. Because his girlfriend knows a lot of people in the city. So they're probably constantly, like, having people over. And maybe she's the type to host, like, little gallery viewings for her friends in the apartment. So yeah, we can go with that. That kind of being the idea here. We need to put down some furniture that Dustin would have probably picked out. I always go for this couch, but honestly, this is one of the few couches in the game that looks like a starter couch. And I still stand by, we need a pack or something for, like, Sims just getting started. Because we really don't have that much furniture that feels like, oh, this is my first apartment, or this is my first home. So if you see this couch in literally every build I do, that's why. Because I don't have any more options, unfortunately. Okay, and I'm gonna say that the girlfriend picked out the rug. Because before he just didn't have a rug. And she's like, you need a rug. So... here we are. Go with this, the modular TV console, I guess. Or maybe this one instead. But no, that feels too expensive. Because Because if we're going with the idea that this is Dustin's place and his girlfriend is just kind of like crashing here for now, we need to remember he doesn't have money, so we can't, like, she would buy some stuff if she felt like he's lacking stuff because she wants to have it, but for the most part, he furnished this place himself. I say as I place this expensive TV, but to be honest, guys, Sims economy isn't really that reflective of the real world economy, because nowadays you can buy a flat screen for like $20 basically. I remember back in the day where that stuff was like almost $1,000. Super expensive, but not the case anymore. In fact, I have one distinct memory of, it was Black Friday, and if you don't know what Black Friday is, basically it's an event in the United States that happens Thanksgiving night into early Friday morning, and people will like line up outside of stores. Because most stores, back in the day that is, most stores, they had some really crazy deals where you can get some stuff for pretty cheap. So people would line up, and as soon as the doors open, you just rush in, you grab as much stuff as you want. You'll see those videos online back then of where people would actually break out into fights over things, because usually it was a limited supply. Anyway, I say all of this because I have a memory of going to Black Friday with my mom and my grandma, and I think my grandma got us a TV, like a flat screen. I was like, oh, cool, a flat screen. Because back in the day, if you couldn't afford a flat screen, you just had one of those big boxy TVs. So yeah, I was like, wow, we're really moving up in the world with this. We go with this one. I think so. I like how, yeah, I like this flow. We'll go with that. There's some other swatches we can go with. Maybe this one? I kind of like the brown, but again, if I was Dustin, go with black maybe. Yeah. Or I don't know, again, maybe his girlfriend brought it in. So she would go with this one. Or, okay, wait. Maybe she would go with this one because it's a bit lighter. She wouldn't want the room to feel too dark. She's like, okay, I get it. Black is a pretty nice color, but sometimes you gotta take it easy. You gotta take it easy with the black. It's not needed in every situation. And we'll go with these curtains. Very nice, very nice. Good job, everyone. It's coming together pretty nicely. Put this over here. Maybe a different swatch. What do we have to work with? Something like that. Okay. And as we said before, this is a little bit of an entertaining space. So I want to put some more chairs kind of dotted around here. We can have a blue poof in the corner somewhere. Granted, I feel like we already have a lot of seating, but when I say they have a lot of people over here, they have a lot of people over here, so we're gonna add even more. Let's just put some dining chairs. Also, I should probably save. I'm gonna do that. If you're also playing The Sims and watching, please save your game. You don't want anyone's game to crash. That would not be fun. Okay, There we go. Yeah, I'll add some dining chairs. Because it's just stuff they dragged in, probably. Or just had out for occasions like this when they have parties and stuff. Very nice. Get the stereo in here. Just throw that in the corner. And is there anything else? Or do I want to put that in the corner? Because again, I'm kind of feeling like we should do a bump out. I don't know. I just don't like when rooms are so boxy. But that's how it is in real life. I'm gonna just go ahead and do it. And then we put the stereo over in this corner maybe. Okay, pretty cool, pretty cool. We definitely need some plants in here. And we need like a lamp or something. I'm gonna tuck a lamp over in this corner. And then maybe we have those nice snowy escape plants beside the couch. It's kind of a cheat code if you ever just want to fill up stuff in a room. Oh, wait a minute. It's kind of cute. Little ring light. We'll stick with that for now. Because maybe we'll put some lighting up on the wall. Now these are Dustin's plants. I feel like he could be a plant dad. So he would definitely be the one taking care of all the plants in the house. Alright, and then let's see what type of wall lighting we have. And we have any cool neon lighting. That seems a bit too much. Could go with something like this. And this could be one of their friends. They made like this cool little installation for them. Alright. Not bad, not bad. I like this. I like this a lot. Yeah, we'll keep the tattoo table out here. Because maybe they have tattoo parties. Is that still a thing? I've never been to one because, honestly, I don't know. I'm not cool enough to be invited. And plus, I feel like I don't even live in an area where tattoo parties would be a thing, so. But yeah, we'll leave that out there. And I guess maybe we can have like a little table or something where he keeps his tattooing supplies. Maybe just over here in the corner. Okay. Cool. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it for his apartment. I do have to go in the kitchen and add like the trash can and some little stuff like that. And then out here, I might add a painting or two. But that's pretty much it for the first building that we're doing, because it's about to be an hour. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll film for 2 hours, but absolutely not. I feel like that's too long, especially at the time of recording this video. I have like some other videos to release. They're kind of long, and I don't want to put you through that. Like, you're not about to sit here and watch 40 hours of my content. You're not about to do it. I don't care what you say. You're not going to do it. So we're just going to cut it here. I think we made pretty good progress. I don't know if I'll record me doing any of the other builds. If you're interested in that, I can definitely record me furnishing maybe one more unit in this place. If not, the next video you'll see regarding what's this place called? Nordhaven? Will probably be me working on a lounge. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Also, the phone is ringing, but I gotta go ahead and wrap this up, so hopefully it's not too annoying. But yeah, anyway, okay, as always, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a good day, morning, evening, whenever you're watching this, and I will see you, well, I don't know when I'm posting this video, but I'll see you when I see you. Okay, bye everyone, thanks for watching, see you later.